There it is. My very first publication.
Yeah,
I'm
it
glad
must
you
be.
put music with it.
It is a lot of fun, isn't it? Be able to see that.
Yeah. I
And
was
it
I was gonna sing at the beginning because I couldn't remember if there was any music going with the book. I was going to be singing, "St. Patrick's Day is here, get your green on, green
Oh,
on."
yeah, I
Well,
remember
it's
that from
near.
last
St.
year.
Patrick's Day is
Mhm.
near, got my green on, green on.
Yeah, coming right up tomorrow.
Even where am I
I've got
showing?
some green. Yeah, you are set for the day, but today is Wednesday, and it is time for the Aging Better Network.
Yeah.
And we did put the book. People saw the book right up there at the beginning.
Mhm.
The volume one of the Active Aging, pre-planning for your emotional and relational future.
Yeah, what does that mean? I'm hoping that that is either encouraging to people or encourages them to be curious enough to jump into a Kindle book that has links to both printable materials and to some video of me guiding them through those materials. So it's like, "Oh, well, that'll be easy, and if I don't want anyone to help me, I can just read it myself."
Yeah, so it's like a 12-page document to download, and it is samples of the Pre-Act Your Age journal. So these are journaling samples covering three different aspects of aging, and we'll talk about one of those aspects later today. But
Mhm.
I think you've got a conference coming up later this month.
Yes, I do. I can still see the piece of paper. It's just right there, but you've probably got a graphic. If you don't, I can grab that piece of paper. You do. You do. Oh boy, there are 13 different presenters that are putting in all their work time right now because we are less than 2 weeks away from the Caring Conference. It's exciting because there are 7 continuing education units available for a flat fee of $20. It's exciting because each of these people have something that is of great value coming to you for free. You just have to register.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's
They-
it's so many different such a variety of different, topics that
mhm,
are coming up, and some of it is very playful. You'll wanna have some Lego
yeah.
bricks because that's another person, another
There's
presenter.
the easiest way for people to register is to go to agingbetternetwork.com and then scroll to the event tent. Because under the event tent, we've got all kinds of links to events coming up. And if you just click on that, you'll see that image, and I'll put that graphic back up. You'll see this image, and then just click on that. That will take you to the Eventbrite registration page. So there it is, agingbetternetwork.com. Go to Event Tent.
Right, you know you've come to the right one because my picture is there, there's people milling around behind me, I'm dressed up for the events that are represented there, and there's links. My husband, my producer, has made sure that every link is functioning, so once you get to agingbetternetwork.com, boom. You just
Mhm.
need, like he said, just scroll down and you will see me dressed up with some sequins and everything, and you'll know you're in the right place.
There's another event coming up too that people will want to go to, and I'll put an image up there for that as well.
Is it green? Yes, yes, it's green. You are seeing Jen Chan. She's wearing looks like a purple shirt to me. Jen Chan has made a business of celebrating people who are giving care. There she has so many products and so many, ideas that are actionable, and so she and Elizabeth Miller have coordinated for tomorrow, March 17, 2022, they've coordinated to create a party because that's Jen's vibe to create a dance party. And I haven't invited any of the people that actually live in Ireland for this St. Patrick's Day dance party. So I'm going to see if I can get some to come over the Atlantic. It's at 9 a.m. Pacific. It's at noon Eastern time, and it is at 4 p.m. in Ireland, Greenwich Mean Time.
Perfect time.
So it sounds like a great day to just dance, and you have to wear green. So put something, I've got a green napkin.
Yeah, so that is definitely something people want to check out, and it is also, let's see, is that I don't know, did we have time to get that put into the event tent?
No, I didn't, because it's only one day away. I
Okay.
thought, oh, it's coming up too quick. I probably should have yesterday when we were working on that. I'm not going to make you do it, honey.
Well, people
We've already
can
worked hard
go
enough.
to eventbrite.com. You can actually look for Happy Healthy Caregiver, and Eventbrite is a great site. They've got a great search, and you can definitely find that there, as well as when you see this green graphic, you will know
Yes.
you are in the right place. And so
They
people
can
wanna go to that
find
for sure.
Elizabeth Miller at Aging Better Network. If they can't remember, what was she, the Happy Healthy Caregiver? What was her name? Elizabeth Miller. They can find her there and follow
Definitely.
her to her information, and it's all right there.
All right. Hey, tell us a story about being a freelance professional caregiver. I'm
Important
making that's an
and
abrupt change.
no, I thought it was a good segue because
All
we
right.
just kept saying happy, healthy, and then there was that other word, and a lot of people would think, wow, caregiving, that is a huge responsibility. So my story is in two parts, and one is going into an independent living situation with over 80 people.
Hmm.
And part of caregiving is restoring humanity. So I put on a party. It was well attended. I loved even making the invitations. I got so many compliments just on the invitations. So that filled my soul, yay. And then just had a delightful time with live music by children, etc. I did crafts with people because it's
Mhm.
just more fun to do it together at any age. I did sing-alongs where I was asked, "Don't you know this song?" So in between my sing-alongs, which I just did a lot of these things without being paid by anyone. And I would go home and look on YouTube and try to find these songs. And thank goodness they were they were there for me to learn. And I was
Mhm.
busy typing up the words or copying them and making sure that I had little sheets for everyone. And we would sit in the common area and sing. So maybe you think caregiving is all about what you have to do in the next emergency, or dealing with things where people are having a lot of emotions. And that is true, which is why so many people are looking for different ways to support caregivers. And I
Mhm.
needed support after a few years of course, I would assist somebody with something that was, just too much of a bother now. And I felt that I needed support. So I ended up, I changed out of that for a little while, and then I wanted to go back into it. So I asked to be hired by a local multi-level company. They're a nonprofit that has licensed nurses and even doctors on hand. They have um, independent living, assisted living, memory
Mhm.
care, all these different things. And so I ended up with 3 people who were my boss, which was not a nightmare to have 3 bosses. They
And
all
just to let people know
thorough.
that the term, and you can find these terms on the
Yeah.
Aging Better Network. It's a continuous care retirement community, and that means it goes everything from independent living to assisted living to recovery to memory care. All of the stages are housed in one location. So a continuous care retirement community with multiple bosses.
So they can find that on the Aging Better Network, and that one I call the fingertip file.
Mhm.
Words, terms, phrases that you never knew you needed to know until now. So
Right.
there's all sorts of little in-betweens, that, someone's, needs to reserve their energy for the things that they enjoy, and cooking just isn't enjoyable anymore, or it never was, and they are living independently now. They
Mhm.
are maybe widowed, and so there's just all these different levels that you can look for if you're looking into your own future and you're thinking, "But what if?" But what if I just still want my
Mhm.
independence? I sure would like for someone else to do the cooking without me having to transport myself to a restaurant for 2 or 3 meals a day. And
Mhm.
so those levels exist at those places, and you can know to ask about that ahead of time.
Yeah, and you can find all those tips at theagingbetternetwork.com, and fingertip files link it to links for all kinds of activities and stuff out there,
Mhm.
or the event tent for the activities, for
Right.
people and resources, the link to links. And of course, you can buy a copy of the Active Aging Volume 1. It's all right there on the website, and it makes it easy for people to be able to go and get all kinds of information. Like there's a brand new newsletter that came out, and so we want people to have that so they can go right to the newsletter, look at the event tent for events coming up, links to find resources, and then of course the fingertip file to be able to get those terms like continuous care retirement community.
The newsletter is a quick article. I've done some research and I tell you who I've been reading or who I've been listening to. And it is emotional support and
Mhm.
relationship advice as you continue to live into the third of your life.
With all those aspects of aging, and I mentioned earlier that you were going to share another one of your aspects of aging. Uh, so what are we going to learn about today?
I looked through all my stuff, and for some reason, my eyes just fell upon number 50, and I thought, "Well, I would," and then I looked down at number 51. So,
Hmm,
correct me if I'm wrong. Is the number 51 3 times 17?
that could be, sure.
It could be. All right. So while our audience is thinking about that. So I wanted to do number 17, but I just kept gravitating over towards, kind of the end here, and I kind of put it in alphabetical order. So I call number 51, you can call it Area 51, is making a U-turn at your age.
Oh my gosh.
There
You
is
know,
a
this last 2 years, a lot of people have had to make, major changes, including an about face, a complete U-turn at your age.
At your age, some people call it reinventing yourself. So, making a U-turn at your age, there's actually 2 parts to it. So I need to read this part. So
Mhm.
part 1 of making a U-turn at your age, part 1 is choosing a new life direction. But this one's part 2, number 51,
Hmm.
and it's making a U-turn at your age, current culture. So I'm giving you an example, and no, I have not been peeking in your house to see if this is a situation. It is a common, general aspect of aging that what was culturally accepted a number of decades ago, and it is ingrained in the way that you
Mm.
live, is verboten now. You don't do it that way.
Mhm.
You do not do it that way.
Right.
So, a friendly person, maybe a male person in particular, would have spent his time hugging people to really greet them as they enter a situation, to place his hand on a person to let them know, "I'm really listening to you." And that's cultural
Mhm.
for, um, different ethnicities around the world, and it was culturally, I would say, expected from
Mhm.
someone who is gregarious in decades gone by, and at this point, you don't do that. You need to stop.
Mhm.
It's for very sad reasons that we mostly all understand, and it's doubly sad because here is a person meaning no harm. They are not confused, they do not think that you are their daughter. They know exactly who you are, and they are giving you their outgoing expression, and it's you gotta stop. You just
Mhm.
can't do that. You're gonna have to be friendly in new ways, and there's the shaking of the head, and I'm not doing anything wrong. Yes, you are correct, but because of this situation now, no. And another just really quick one is answering the phone, and you know that these people are either calling you or they've dialed the wrong number. It's changed. I have to be unfriendly, I have to be jaded, I have to assume that if, someone's calling, unless they identify themselves with I don't know how many different codes, "This really is your grandson, grandma, and I need money." And you immediately have to think, "No, my grandson would not be calling me to ask me for money. It's okay if I say no and hang up." It's just against the grain of
Mhm. Yeah.
decades of communication. So that's just two ways in which, an aging person is having to use their energy and their wisdom and their mental acuity to make a change, and it's something to think of ahead of time, and that's why I recommend pre-acting your age to deal with that before it becomes an issue, because something that's really normal for you and I right now is gonna really change in the future.
Mhm. So this one of these aspects of aging, 3 times 17 is 51 for everyone who
Phew.
wanted to verify that. So,
And the 17th of March
congratulations.
is St. Patrick's Day.
That's right. And so, this aspect of aging, a U turn at your age, is sometimes something that we choose to do. And sometimes it might be culturally required of us. And that's a significant impact. So,
Yeah.
I just want to remind people that book, the book, The Active Aging, Volume 1 is available on Amazon. Whew, had to hit the cough button. All right.
That's okay. You're
So
reminding me I gotta do that, take care of that
the
too.
easiest way is to go to agingbetternetwork.com. Right there on the top, click on it. It will take you to Amazon.
Well, since we're live, he can just drink all the water that he wants to. And I was just thinking about the people that I know in Ireland, and that is entirely because of two situations. One, my husband went there a number of years ago, brought these earrings back. And number two, my husband has encouraged me to go to LinkedIn to put myself out there, and it turns out I'm just right here. I talk to someone who's just sitting at a spot just like I am, or walking with their phone, and I am so grateful to you for waiting and patiently and guiding me and putting up with my feeling like, oh, I can't do this, because you knew I had something of value to share with other people. And I have 52 aspects of aging all together. We almost got to the very end today.
So as we start to wind down here, and I'll just acknowledge Russ and Charla. They're having some conversation here, and Charla says,
Thank you.
I love your book, and she's looking forward to volume 2. She's going to have to wait a little bit because I think the Pre-Actor Age journal is going to take precedent, and that's going to get published sooner, probably this summer, maybe later this spring. We'll see. We'll keep people posted, but there are all the aspects of aging. If you want to get a sample of what that looks like, it's available. You can get the book on Amazon, Volume 1, The Active Aging, and click in there. There is a sample. There's 12 pages you can download. They have 3 different journaling samples in there. There's links to videos there. Christine walks you through those 3 aspects. You can do them in any order. You can do 1, you can do 2, you can do all 3 of them, and share it with friends. The book will be coming out later on. And with that, you are going to be recording on a podcast later today. I think today.
Yes, I am. Thank you, Russ. Thank you, Charla. I know how busy both of you are right this minute. So thank you so much for jumping in and making comments. Thank you. Later today, I was asked by a gentleman who lives in New York. I'm not sure exactly what part, but the picture always shows from one end of Manhattan a view, and we were there a little over 2 years ago. And so I was excited to hear from anyone in New York, and his name is Luc Jean Louis. Is that right? Oops, I'm not able to hear you right
Yeah,
now. I'm
there we
not sure
go.
why.
Yeah.
There we go.
Luke Jean Louis, and it's
Luc
the
Jean
Deep
Louis.
Man Voice Show. And you
The
can find
deep
that
man
deep
voice.
deepmanvoiceshow.com. And so you're recording today, it won't release right away, but
No.
I encourage people to follow uh, Luke Jean Louis and the Deep Man Voice Show. So you're
Yeah.
recording that later. And of course, we mentioned that you'll be speaking at the conference coming up later this month. And all of those details are available at agingbetternetwork.com/event tent. And You'll be able to see
It's
that. And then
fun.
guest appearances, present and past, are all available on the website as well. So plenty of stuff coming on. So it's great to see Russ and Charlotte. Charlotte is excited about the journal. She will be sharing it with friends and family, she says. So she is a
Yay.
good friend and a great supporter.
Good for everyone. So you said that probably the 52 aspects of aging, which I call the Pre-Act Your Age Journal, will come out first. I've never been a published author before. Can you just keep publishing and publishing?
You can just keep doing it. And
Oh, what kind
so
of
I
fun
know
to do
that
2 in
there's
1 week.
I know that there's at least I know there's at least 4 more volumes of the active aging that are in various stages of production. So one of the great things is that if people, well, just keep coming to the podcast here every week, Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and we are here on LinkedIn and YouTube, and also on Twitter. You can go to my Twitter account, D_Scott, and watch and share this podcast there as well.
Thanks for putting that out there. And I often watch or listen replays and, that are recent replays, or I'll meet someone new on LinkedIn and I'll think, "Oh, I'll just go way back, to one of their, original, um, communications and just listen to it in the background while I'm, listening to good content while I'm writing good one who does this and does interviews and does just themselves talking. And thank you again, husband, for being my co-host, every Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific.
All right. Well, we'll send everyone out, and we'll see you all next week.